Hey NFL fans, before we dive into today's hottest stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update from NFL News Now. Man, the NFL world just got shaken again, and you can feel the buzz echoing from Philly to every sports bar across the country. The Philadelphia Eagles have reportedly locked in Asante Samuel Jr., and fans are going absolutely crazy. It's not just about the name, though that legacy speaks volumes. It's about what this means for the future of their defense. The Eagles, after a rocky season with plenty of questions around their secondary, have finally pulled the trigger on something big. And let's be honest, they needed this. The corners were exposed multiple times last year, the safeties were stretched thin, and the vibe around the defense was just off. But this move, this signing, feels like a statement. A declaration that says, we're not here to play around anymore. And when you think about Asante Samuel Jr., his energy, his speed, his football IQ, this feels like the kind of acquisition that can completely reshape the tone of a defense. It's like Philly just went from reactive to aggressive again, from chasing to hunting. And you better believe every NFC team just circled the Eagles on their schedule in red ink after this move. What makes this deal so fascinating is not just the talent Asante Samuel Jr. brings to the table, but the storylines that come with his arrival in Philadelphia. His father, Asante Samuel Sr., made his name right there with the Eagles, part of that iconic early 2000s squad that still lives in the memories of diehard fans. There's a sense of legacy, of destiny almost, that gives this signing an extra spark. Imagine that. Years later, the son walks into the same franchise, ready to carry the torch. It's poetic, man. The kind of stuff that gives sports their soul. But don't get it twisted, this isn't just about nostalgia. The Eagles' front office isn't sentimental, they're strategic. They saw a corner who can match up with elite receivers, play man coverage without safety help, and bring that fiery attitude this defense has been missing. The connection to the past is sweet, sure, but this move is all about the now. The Eagles are building a wall back there, and Asante Samuel Jr. just became the cornerstone. Now, let's talk about what this means for the Eagles' defensive identity. Last season, the secondary struggled to find cohesion. Big plays downfield, missed assignments, and soft zone coverage left fans frustrated and coordinators sleepless. But now, with Samuel Jr. on board, there's a real chance for transformation. His ability to read quarterbacks, jump routes, and play physical at the line could open up new schemes entirely. Imagine pairing him with Darius Slay or one of the young corners coming up. Suddenly, the defensive backfield doesn't look vulnerable anymore. It looks dangerous. And for Sean Desai or whoever's calling the plays next season, that's like being handed a whole new toolbox. Philly has always prided itself on gritty defense, on making opponents earn every yard, and this move feels like getting back to that DNA. It's almost like the team is rewriting its script, one interception at a time. And if there's one city that appreciates tough, disciplined defense, it's Philadelphia. You can already hear the fans at Lincoln Financial Field chanting Samuel's name the first time he breaks up a deep pass. Of course, the buzz isn't just about football tactics. It's about the energy this move injects into the locker room. The Eagles, after last season's disappointments, needed a spark. They needed someone who walks in with swagger, confidence, and a chip on his shoulder. Asante Samuel Jr. is exactly that guy. He's got that edge, that old-school cornerback mentality that says, throw it my way, I dare you. That kind of energy is contagious. Veterans feed off it, rookies emulate it, and before you know it, the entire defense starts playing with attitude again. That's what the Eagles have been missing, swagger. They've had the talent, sure, but sometimes it's not about X's and O's, it's about belief. And with a player like Samuel Jr., belief starts to grow. You can't fake that kind of confidence. It's earned, and it's respected. And when Philly's defense starts flying around with that kind of energy, you can bet the rest of the league is going to feel it. This signing might not just fix the secondary. It could reset the entire defensive culture. But let's not forget, this move also puts pressure on everyone else in that defensive room. The corners now have to compete at a higher level. The safeties, the linebackers dropping into coverage, they all know that if they're not sharp, there's someone behind them ready to make a play. That's how great defenses are built, through competition. And when you look at the NFC East, with all the weapons Dallas, New York, and Washington are stacking, This kind of internal fire could be exactly what Philly needs to stay ahead. Asante Samuel Jr. isn't just another name on the roster. He's a standard setter. The kind of player who walks in and instantly raises expectations. And that's why this signing is making so much noise around the league. It's not just about plugging a hole. It's about changing the tone. Philly's defense has been searching for its new identity, and they might have just found the voice that will lead it. The ripple effect of this deal will be felt far beyond the secondary. It could echo throughout the entire NFC. And let's talk about timing, because this move couldn't have come at a better moment. The Eagles have been criticized for their off-season decisions, with fans questioning whether the front office was doing enough to keep pace with other contenders. The Chiefs, the 49ers, even Detroit, they've all been making moves. Philly needed to remind the league that they're still a powerhouse, still a destination for top-tier talent. Signing Asante Samuel Jr. does exactly that. It sends a message. The Eagles aren't fading, they're reloading. And that's what separates good teams from great franchises. They adapt, they evolve, and they strike when it matters most. The front office clearly recognized that the secondary was their Achilles heel and addressed it with precision. That's the mark of a championship organization. Now, with this deal done, the pieces are falling back into place, and once again, the city of Philadelphia believes. You can feel it in the air, the hope, the fire, the anticipation. And maybe, just maybe, this is the move that turns belief into another Super Bowl run. Behind the scenes, insiders are already whispering that this deal didn't come out of nowhere. Apparently, the Eagles have been monitoring Samuel Jr. for months, watching how he developed with the Chargers and waiting for the right moment to pounce. Word is, the coaching staff was impressed not only by his on-field production, but by his growth as a leader. And that's huge, because when you bring in a player with pedigree and potential, you're not just filling a gap, you're building the backbone of your defense. Sources close to the organization have hinted that this signing might have been in the works since training camp ended. The Eagles knew that if they wanted to make another deep playoff run, they needed someone who could stand toe-to-toe with the best receivers in the league. And that's exactly who Samuel Jr. is. He's fearless, competitive, and thrives in high-pressure situations. The more you think about it, the more it feels like a chess move by Howie Roseman. Quiet, calculated, and absolutely lethal once it lands. Fans are already dreaming about the possibilities. Imagine Samuel Jr. matching up against CD Lamb twice a year, or locking down Terry McLaurin on a crucial third down. Those are the moments Philly fans live for, the moments that define rivalries. And with Samuel Jr. in green, those matchups just got spicier. Social media exploded the moment the news broke, with highlight reels flooding timelines and fans calling it the homecoming that destiny wrote. The energy is electric, and honestly, it feels like the start of a new era in Philly. It's been a while since the secondary had that mix of youth, talent, and swagger. Sure, Darius Slay brought leadership, but now you've got a rising star ready to carry that torch. It's like passing the baton from one shutdown corner to the next. And for Eagles fans, that means hope. Real, tangible hope that the days of getting burned on deep balls might finally be over. This is the kind of move that makes you circle kickoff day on your calendar and count down the seconds. From a tactical perspective, what's most exciting about this signing is the flexibility it brings to the defense. With Samuel Jr. in the mix, the Eagles can play a lot more aggressive schemes. They can press at the line, disguise coverage, and trust their corners to hold their own without constant safety help. That frees up the front seven to attack more, to bring pressure, to dictate the tempo instead of reacting. It's the kind of adjustment that doesn't just improve one position, it elevates the entire unit. And don't underestimate what that does psychologically. When a corner like Samuel Jr. is locking up one side, it gives everyone else confidence. The safeties can play faster, the linebackers can roam freer, and suddenly the entire defense feels lighter, more dangerous. That's the ripple effect great players have. They make everyone around them better. It's not hype, it's reality. And if the Eagles harness that correctly, we could be talking about one of the most complete defenses in the NFL by midseason. But of course, not everyone's convinced just yet. Some skeptics are saying it's a gamble, that Samuel Jr. still has things to prove before being crowned as the savior of the secondary. And they're not wrong. He's still young, still learning, still developing. But that's the beauty of it. The Eagles aren't getting a finished product. They're getting a player with massive upside who's already shown flashes of greatness. And in Philadelphia, where grit and growth are celebrated, that's exactly the kind of guy fans rally behind. This isn't a flashy signing for headlines. It's a football move for football reasons. The tape doesn't lie. Samuel Jr. can play, and now he's got the platform to show it on one of the biggest stages in the league. The critics will always talk, but if he starts racking up pass breakups and interceptions early in the season, the narrative's going to flip fast. The same people questioning the move today will be calling it genius by December. That's how quickly things can change in this league. Keep watching as we analyze more details about some rumors. Meanwhile, the emotional angle of this story just keeps growing. You can't help but feel something when you think about Asante Samuel Sr. watching his son put on that same midnight green jersey. It's like football poetry, a full-circle moment that even Hollywood would have trouble scripting. You know that first game at Lincoln Financial Field is going to be special. The crowd will be roaring, the cameras will find Samuel Sr. in the stands, and the place will erupt. Philadelphia loves its stories, especially ones rooted in passion and pride. And this one checks every box. The Samuel family name returns to Philly, not as a memory, but as a new chapter. And that's powerful, because in a city where legacy matters, this isn't just another signing. It's a homecoming. It's the kind of emotional connection that bonds a player to the fans instantly. You can already picture the chants, ASANTE, ASANTE, echoing through the stadium after his first interception. Yeah, this one hits different. As for the rest of the league, watch out. Because when the Eagles get that kind of emotional momentum combined with elite talent, they become dangerous. This isn't just about defense, it's about identity. The kind of move that says, Philly's back, and they're coming for everything. Teams are going to have to rethink how they attack this secondary now. No more easy reads, no more predictable mismatches. Samuel Jr. changes the math. And if the front seven keeps doing its job, quarterbacks are going to have nightmares throwing anywhere near him. This is what championship-level adjustments look like. Not panicked, not rushed, but deliberate and impactful. You can almost feel the tide turning already. The Eagles just made a statement to the entire NFL. Last year's struggles were a fluke, not a forecast. And if this signing delivers the way fans expect, that defense could be the reason Philly's flying deep into the postseason once again. Adding to the speculation, insiders report that veteran players may be quietly assessing how changes in offensive leadership could affect their roles, compensation, and influence within the team, contributing to a complex web of internal dynamics. Sources indicate that some players are reportedly supportive of Schottenheimer, recognizing his experience and approach, while others may be evaluating whether a shift in leadership could benefit the team's performance and their personal contributions. Analysts suggest that this mixture of loyalty, pragmatism, and anticipation creates an environment where rumors can easily amplify, as small actions or comments are interpreted as signs of larger impending changes. Behind closed doors, it is believed that meetings with front office executives are focused on evaluating not only the coordinator's performance, but also the potential ripple effects of any decision, including fan reaction, media coverage, and player morale. The rumor mill further suggests that contingency planning is detailed, considering both short-term game outcomes and long-term team strategy, making every upcoming performance a potential inflection point in Schottenheimer's tenure. With the tension mounting, insiders argue that the narrative surrounding the Cowboys is now defined as much by internal drama and ownership expectations as by on-field results, creating a story that captivates both fans and analysts alike. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow NFL fans. Stay tuned for more updates, only here on NFL News Now.